Hi Kane, thanks for coming in today and talking to us about the Otago fossil record. Could you start by explaining what a fossil record is?
Yeah, so the fossil record refers to the placement of species and fossils through time. So as you go deeper down into the fossil record and further down into the rock, you generally find older fossils. And as you come closer and more to the surface, you've got more recent fossils. And so from that you can infer different climatic events that were around or different species as their absence or presence is in there. So for example, flowering plants, as you go back through the fossil record, you can see plants which are becoming more basic, and these flowering plants become more and more basic and primitive until they disappear entirely. And so, between that point in the fossil record, that flowering plants really started to evolve.
Awesome. So a fossil record is a really good way to learn about how a region's changed over time. What can we learn about how Otago's changed from looking at our fossil record?
Yeah, so if we go back about 16 million years ago, we know that the Otago region was really warm and even tropical. And we know that it was tropical because of the types of plants that were around. So in central Otago, there's some fossils which were deposited, and they show tropical ferns and plants and trees, and also some warmer kind of animals which require that sort of environment. And if we go back a little bit further, we can start to see that the North Otago kind of flat plain was actually covered in the ocean and the sea. And so we can see marine fossils there, which were either deposited into the valleys as the sea came up, or they've been uplifted since.
Are there any particularly standout examples that you could tell us about?
Yeah, so if we go back to the St. Bathans fossil sites, which is when it was tropical, about 16 million years ago, we have a fragment of a jawbone of a crocodile species. And so that crocodile would have been about the same size as the one which sits on the floor, the mocked up model in Southern people. It would have been a little bit smaller, but about that size. And so if we go back a little bit further to kind of when it was still quite warm in this area and the sea was coming up over kind of North Otago still, we've got some whales and penguins and dolphins in that area as well. And so that was about the same time as the Drake Passage between Antarctica and South America opened up. And we've got new currents flowing around and probably more food in the area. If we go back further still to about the time when the dinosaurs were around, we have a plesiosaur here. Now, plesiosaur isn't a dinosaur, it's a marine lizard, but that was around about the same time as the dinosaurs were around, so about 65, 70 million years ago. And so that specimen is actually really special because it's almost entirely whole as it would have been when it died on the ocean floor. And so that also tells you what the ocean floor was like when it died, because it would have been soft and muddy and it would have just sunk right down. Coming forwards a little bit more recently, we also have some belemnite fossils on display, and those are a squid-like species which is now extinct, and they went extinct when the meteorite hit off of the coast of Mexico about 65 million years ago and killed off all of the dinosaurs and most of the animals on the planet. And so the Otago ones are special because they were some of the last surviving individuals of those of that lineage, which are now gone.
Awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.